Let's go to our next guest. She is fighting on the main card of UFC St. Louis against Jessica Rose Clark, who's 1-0 in the UFC after she beat Beck Rawlings very recently, actually. And Paige VanZaant will be fighting on that card, and we're very excited to have her join the show. And she joins us right now. How are you, Paige?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Of course, our pleasure. You're 4-2 in the UFC. Your only losses are against Michelle Waterston and now the champion Rose Namajunas. Yet people, and even some fellow fighters, talk about you like you don't belong in the UFC at times. How do you manage to filter out the negativity that comes with being one of the bigger household names in the sport?
I don't even hear it. I don't listen to that kind of stuff. I stay off social media. The only time I ever find out about that stuff is when I ask in interviews. I don't know. I just got to be true to myself, and I know how talented I am, and my coaches and trainers know how talented I am. So I just go out there and do my thing.
See, on the flip side of that, I feel like the general sentiment around you is that you're overrated. But personally, I think you're underrated. I mean, you're nearly a 2-1 favorite as an opener against Jessica Rose Clark. Now she's become the betting favorite here. Jessica just won a split decision over Beck Rawlings, who you beat convincingly. Does public support matter to you?
No, public support doesn't really matter to me because, I think they're just fans out there watching the sport, and they aren't really as educated in the fight game as most people. So, but I mean, at the same time, I'm kind of used to being the underdog. I'm kind of used to being in that position, and but I know how talented I am, and I know what I'm capable of.
You obviously have your sights set on the UFC Flyweight Championship. It was just introduced. Nico Montano wins the Ultimate Fighter, becomes the champion. Before your debut in the UFC, you were supposed to be on the Ultimate Fighter, but were denied because you weren't legal drinking age at the time. Did you have any thoughts of being on the recent season of the Ultimate Fighter to contend for the title and try to fast track yourself to a championship belt?
I think it would have been an awesome experience, especially because I would have been able to fight for a title. But I know that my path is the one that I'm meant to be on, and whatever happens to me, it's for a purpose, and there's a reason behind it. So I'm just excited for this fight coming up on Sunday. I'm excited to get back in there and show off what I can do, and especially since my home is at the 125 division. I think people will definitely be able to see that.
Your name did come up in an interview with Nico Montano recently on the MMA Hour, and she said she felt that neither yourself nor Valentina Shevchenko had earned a title shot yet. What do you think of those comments?
I don't have anything to say about it. I get ready for my fights, and that's what's important. I go out there and I keep winning fights, and things come to me that are meant to happen.
Nearly a year ago, you signed a book deal. The book's now being released in April. It's available for pre-order on Amazon. What do you think readers who check out your book are going to be surprised to learn about you that they didn't already know?
There's a lot. There's definitely a lot in the book that's kind of a tell-all, and they'll be able to really see who I am and why I became a fighter and what incidences and the circumstances in my life that pushed me to be who I am today, and it shaped me, and it really assures exactly who I am and the things I went through, and people are definitely, it's going to be a real shocker.
What do you take? I mean, you've prided your career on kind of building yourself up outside of mixed martial arts with Dancing of the Stars and, even Chopped Can. Is that something your brand is doing, and do you continue to do more of that kind of stuff to build yourself?
I don't really do things to build myself. It's kind of, I just do what I love, and opportunities come my way, and if it's something I'm passionate about, I go for it. So Dancing with the Stars came up, and, that's obviously something I'm very passionate about. So I jumped at the opportunity, and I was on a cooking show. I jumped at that opportunity. I wrote a book. That was something I did just because I love to do it. These opportunities come my way, and, I've turned a lot of things down, too, though. I had a movie role come up, and I just thought it was way too inappropriate, and it didn't fit my image, didn't fit my brand or who I was as a person, and so I had to turn that down. So it's really just I do what I want, and I love it.
Is the WWE one of those things? Dave Meltzer once reported you were close to appearing on the WWE. How close was that to happening?
I would love to do something with the WWE. They're an amazing organization. Obviously, you get to look. I love the whole look behind it. I love everything they do. These girls get to just be beautiful and badass, and I think that's something that I emulate as well, and I would love to show off. So, hopefully that opportunity does come up.
Now, as a female in a male-dominated sport and with your training, how do you take that? How do you do with your sparring partners? How are you dealing with, getting the proper sparring as well? What are you doing in camp for that?
I feel like if you train with all men, a man is going to be way stronger than any female that I fight. So I get great training partners. I have amazing training down in Portland, Oregon. I get everything that I need and everything that I can ask for.
How's Chael Sonnen looking? I know you guys train together at the same camp.
Yeah, Chael's looking awesome. I get to train alongside Chael Sonnen every day. We do our training together and our conditioning together. So he looks awesome. I'm excited.
Is he ready? Are we going to see a good performance from him?
He's got a really big fight coming up.
Is he going to do well, or how's he looking?
He's excited. He looks awesome.
That's awesome.
You know, I recently read, before you got to the UFC, you basically got a cold call from Dana White. When you picked up that call, did you think it was a joke?
I did, yeah. I mentioned that before. You know, when I got the phone call from Dana, it was definitely a big shock. I couldn't believe it until, he's got a pretty distinct voice, and I finally was like, no, it actually is him. So it was shocking and exciting.
And how'd that conversation go?
He pretty much just said, like, hey, it's Dana. I picked you to be on the cast of The Ultimate Fighter. You'll kind of be competing for blah, blah, blah. And kind of broke it down from there. And then, unfortunately, I wasn't able to compete on The Ultimate Fighter. But, yeah, I told me that, and then I was like, all right, thanks. And that's it.
With this middleweight division, is there anybody that you think would be a good matchup for you going forward? Is there anybody that you have your eye on?
No, I've never called anybody out. That's not my thing. I think people know that by now. I like to fight. I take the fights the UFC offers me, and I haven't turned one down yet. So I know there's all these rumors going around about me turning down fights. But, I take what the UFC gives me, and I do it, and I love it. And it's my job, and I love what I do. So, no, I think whatever comes next, I have to win this fight on Sunday first, and that's all that matters.
Before we wrap this up, there's one thing I just wanted to ask you because of your book. You touch on being bullied growing up. Do you think that there's a misnomer about bullying? That bullying, people that there's, I guess, a profile that people go after when it comes to bullying. I mean, you're obviously a very attractive girl. You have a lot of talents. You grew up doing dancing and now mixed martial arts. Do you think that bullying, one of the points of your message is spreading that bullying can happen to anybody, anywhere, for any reason, and that you shouldn't, I guess, try to put people in a box of what the specific type of person that could be bullied is?
Yeah, that's definitely a part of the message, but I think for me, I want to share, you never know what people's struggles are. And, what I went through, it was awful, and it was not fun. And it's more about just, like, showing that you can do anything, whoever you are. You don't have to be defined by outside sources. You can stand up and choose to rise. You have to choose to just be happy and put all the bullying in the past.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of your success has come from proving people wrong, from people doubting you or people picking on you. And I think that's, that deserves to be applauded.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, best of luck this weekend. I think it should be a very, very exciting fight in the flyweight division, a very new division, a division that I'm sure you felt you should have been a part of all along. Unfortunately, it hadn't existed in the UFC yet, and now I guess those dreadful weight cuts are behind you.
Yep, definitely.
Well, best of luck, Paige. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
That was Paige VanZaant joining us on the show. I felt bad, Joe. I asked her if she, people say that she doesn't belong in the UFC, and she goes, I only hear it from the media, not from... I was like, oh, I guess I just kind of insulted her. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, you're a little. Yeah,
I was trying to say to her that you're
that better than
warranted.
people are saying. Yeah,
for sure. I think she's become underrated as a result of being considered overrated.
You felt your point was a little aggressive. Came off wrong.
I guess so. Or maybe she thinks that I feel that way, which is
no. I thought it was a fair question. I think the way you.
If she was 0-6 in the UFC, you can make that argument. She's 4-2. She's got a winning record.
Yeah, and she's lost to the top of the division. I mean, still young.
Yeah, lost the top of a division that she had trouble making weight in.
Yeah.
So